Okay. So tell me, introduce yourself. Who are you?
Yeah, thank you very much, CPW. My name is Bayo. I'm a social worker, a social justice advocate, and also somebody who, also runs a private business as well in the city, of Calgary in the province of Alberta here. So,
So what does Black History Month mean to you?
anytime I hear about the Black History Month, I usually reflect back as a Black man, and within the Canadian history, the history of the Black history, history dates back as far back in 1995 when the first female Black, woman who was elected as a member of Parliament in the Parliament moved a motion saying that we should have a Black History Day, and this was the person of Jane Augustine. So she made that particular move, and that actually came, into being. And every February, third week, I guess, is always celebrated in February as the Black History Month. And to me, Black History Day actually means freedom. It means freedom from oppression, freedom from social injustice, freedom from people who are being marginalized. Just imagine if people like Rosa Parks and those who fought, for women to vote, voting rights in America, they can't even vote. Just imagine today now that look at the Black votes in America. So just imagine that it's only white people who are voting, then we'll be stuck.
So how does the work you do support the prevention um, in the community, prevention of HIV in community?
My involvement with HIV and AIDS and the advisory committee dates back more than about 6 years ago when I got involved as a member of the advisory committee, about 10 years or more, like right now. I remember then my first interaction around HIV and AIDS was in 2009 when I went to Ottawa and presented, a portfolio about HIV and AIDS in Africa, especially, as a case study for Nigeria. So that also prompted me from my international work, from what I've done so far, in bringing back some of the things, lessons learned about prevention, care, and treatment for those who are living with HIV and AIDS. And so when I came into the advisory committee, I saw myself as somebody who can contribute. So one of the things that got me involved much, I do in the community is that we go and do outreaches. And you also agree with me, CPU and myself and yourself, we've been to the community, a couple of times. We go to barber shops, sit down with men, have an engagement with them and talk to them about, the prevention part of what we need to do. It provides education first. The education is the piece. The education is very vital. If we're educated, we can make informed decisions about the things we really want to do.
What are your hopes for ACB, African, Caribbean, and Black communities in terms of moving forward with HIV or as themselves?
So for us right now, there are a few places we still have to cover in terms of our outreach. That's one of the biggest things I think that can happen. And I remember in our interaction and also the meeting we had, with the office leadership a couple of, about a week and a half ago, talking about, the strategic plan and every other thing that we need to do. And I said, look, there are other communities that we have to reach out to. And we're going to be looking at, high-risk youth. There are so many youths out there who are still yet to be reached about, talking about HIV and AIDS, especially in the area of prevention. And if you took a look, the Black history, the Black History Month, everything about the movement, the Black history movement, in the United States, about what has really happened to Black men and women, people who have, in one way or the other, made contributions to making us to be where we are today, and making us to see the light of the fact that, look, there is hope. You can imagine that in America, a Black man can become, United States president. And all of the reasons in social movement is the fact that, look, Blacks are not supposed to be relegated to the background because we have values also. Like any other person, we're born the same way. And so why would there be discrimination with any particular Black man or any particular Black woman? And it's just starting. And I'm so, impressed about the Black Lives Matters movement also that is going on about, racial discrimination against people. And so those are the kind of things I see that gives me hope as a Black man. Say, I'm very proud to be a Black person. I'm also proud to be, part of the social, movement who are also going to be advocating for more men, for African men and women to be heard. in public places, in politics, in business, in finance, in whatever you can think about. We have no limitation as long as we know what we're doing, and we have leaders and those who can really rely on and say, these are the people who fought for justice, for social justice, for Black men and women to remain where they are, both in Africa and also, in America.